Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. Today we are looking at the Cobra Pilot and Cobra Claw Covert Light Aerial Weapon. Pretty excited about this because I'm all about smaller size vehicles being included and classified. I love the box because we've got the figure in the window. Looks good. Number 152 in the line. There's all the stuff. Let's go ahead and get it opened up because I'm excited about this thing. I do have an original claw with me. It's one that came in a lot that I picked up, and it is not complete. It is yellow. It does not look good. I will never put it on display, but I also can't bring myself to throw it out. If it were complete, I might. Well, but if you do the peroxide thing, that's going to mess up the labels, right? So, I don't know. It's essentially just kind of worthless. What I should probably do is find somebody who wants to customize it and just let them have it, and they can paint it blue or something weird like that. But anyway, there it is. Blah. But we will do a little structural comparison once we get to that point in the review. Got the Claw Pilot, which is based on, I can't remember the name of it. It's like Pilot Viper, Sky Viper, something like that. I don't know. One of them came with the 25th anniversary Fang, and another version came with the regrettable Retro Collection Fang. But I like the red helmet on it. I think it looks pretty cool. Oh, this cardboard all comes apart fairly nicely. Kind of a minimum of tape here. And I just realized I have been very, very busy this week. I just realized I did not reply to comments. This isn't going to work. On the channel for last week. I need to get on that as soon as I have time. Just had a lot of stuff going on lately. But I need to check out the comments on my Brian Flynn interview. I'm sure there's a lot of thoughtful, insightful feedback on that one. If you haven't watched it, give it a look. Really good interview with Brian Flynn. I always enjoy talking to him. And I always enjoy the responses that those talks get in the comment section. All right. This is a pain. I guess they had to pack it this way to, oh my gosh, seriously? To protect the structural integrity, but this is annoying. Good gosh. Oh, I guess I could have gotten that out. All right. Let's try this one. There we go. And then finally, those. So this is big. I'll be hanging it from the ceiling, so space is not a huge issue for me. Ooh, that's pretty cool. I like that. That's fun. Wild. Sorry, I'm just going to sit here and fiddle around with this thing for a minute while I'm thinking about it. So those turn. That's interesting. Why is that necessary? Wow. These are on ball joints. As are these. Huh. How is that beneficial to... Oh, look at that. It's not, no, it's not resting on the, I thought maybe it was resting on that vest piece that I would love to pop off and put a bomb there, but I don't think this does that. Matter of fact, oh, it does. Okay, this does open up. I wasn't sure if you just had to slide the figure in, but it's got little tabs here. So it does, excuse me, it does, it is supported by those wheels. That's some nice engineering right there. Wow. Very cool. Turret rotates, which is a nice touch. I really like the metallic paint job on this right here. It's nice and reflective. Got those directional pieces. Gosh, even with that down, this is really nice design. Man, that's cool. All right. We haven't even gotten anywhere with this yet. I'm just having fun playing with it. I didn't expect this to be so satisfyingly fiddly. So let's go ahead and get this part over with so I can put this yellow monstrosity away. Well, no, because there's more to put on here. Let's see. This is neat. It doesn't seem, to me, this is not as fun a vehicle as the Trouble Bubble. And I certainly wasn't as excited about it, even though it's something I absolutely want. As I said, more small vehicles in classified, I'm all for it. But it's just, look at the claw, look at the Trouble Bubble. The claw is not as fun, as visually fun. But they've managed, okay, so these are the accessories for the figure. And then, oh, we've got a stand. That's interesting. I'm not going to say this is the first non-retro card back release to have a stand, because I don't think that it is. But I do think it's relatively unusual for a non-retro card back to come with a stand. Okay. So we've got some parts here. Got some, oh, it's not paint slop, thank goodness. Okay. That's gonna go there. That's gonna go there. Oh, nice little ratcheting connection there. I like it. And then that. Oh, this is cool. This is very cool. I don't need it to be as long as it is, but I guess proportionally the original was that long. So those fold up. I love these ratcheting connections here. It's a really nice touch. And we might as well go ahead and pop those missiles on. I would love it if there was a system other than the dog bones, because I don't like those at this scale, but I don't know what it would be. Somebody come up with something and make some money, right? Gosh, this thing is really cool. I wasn't expecting to enjoy this as much as I am. Look at this. So the blast effects can go in the missiles or in the engines. And if you've got extra blast effects, which I'm sure all of us do, you can double up on that. That's really neat, but I think I'm going to stick with engines, and actually I think I'm going to wait until I'm done with the review to put them on there. But there you go. Nice touch. Blast effects look really good, as almost all the ones in Classified do. All right, let's take a closer look at this thing, because I am loving it. I feel like I'm in McDonald's right now. Really nicely detailed, good sturdy plastic, feels solid, feels good. As I said, the turret rotates, and it does have ratcheting points in there. I believe I've got a little mark left by that. Not great. Tampos look great. The Cobra emblem is great. It, of course, says Cobra. And then you've got this metallic, the same way this front, I'm assuming this is supposed to be illumination, a headlamp. So they've done a metallic paint job to make these look lit up. It's a pretty neat effect. It's not, the red looks a little more convincing than the green does, and certainly the gold is probably the best looking of them. But looks good. I like it. Man, this thing is great. Wow. Just all the detail, the rivets and everything. As I said, these are also ratcheting. The missiles are a little softer plastic, but they hold their shape nicely, so we're good there. Like all the detail sculpted where the landing gear goes in. That's a nice touch. This venting right here looks cool. Let's zoom in a little bit more so you can see these details. I don't like the exposed screws. I feel like that probably, they could have done something about it, but maybe that would have made it more expensive. Let's fold that landing gear in so we get the full effect. Very interesting how articulated that landing gear is. I didn't expect that, but I also didn't expect that, it would really support this thing the way that it does. So there's your folded in landing gear, which it does look less sleek than the other one, maybe. But just the engineering of it is so cool, the way that this supports. I wonder if you just do it without angling them at all, if it still holds it up. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. This is great. This is great. Wow. Love the silver on the exhaust back here. And all these red lights on the back look great. Again, you've got that metallic paint job to make those stand out. Man, this is cool. Got the Cobra there. Got the claw over there. Just excellent piece of machinery. Very well done. I don't need more than one. Unless they go on deep clearance, which I don't think is going to happen. But I do, or if they do like a Python Patrol, I'll get that. It looks great. Let's take a look at the Pilot. So the Pilot is a variation of the Valkyrie figure. Got a cool doodad on the wrist there. I like that. Little map going on. I like the black and blue. And it is very flight suit looking. You've got two different portraits. You've got a black portrait and a Caucasian portrait. Well, and a masked portrait, which I'm probably going to use that one because that does look like that Pilot figure. But that makes me wonder now, is this blue compatible with the Valkyries? So that's really cool. And that Cobra Air Force helmet, or whatever you want to think of it as, I dig that. Get that down just a little. There we go. I think that looks better. That's a cool look. I dig it. All right. Let me grab a Valkyrie, because I think they're darker than this blue. All right, there's your Valkyrie. There is your, they don't, to my eye, they do not match. The Pilot is a fairly significantly brighter, lighter blue. So that's a shame. Although once you put it under the helmet, I mean, you really wouldn't be able to tell too much. So you could have that red mask if you wanted. It's going to, look, it's going to be, your mileage may vary. You may find that matches perfectly well. Like this web gear, something different, looks pretty cool. Like I said, the black with the blue paneling is a nice look. And then the stand, which I guess the stand is just because I don't think the figure is going to support that, even with a stand, but whatever. Got some very interesting weaponry. I like the painted detail on that. We got a port for blast effects. I doubt I'm going to give this figure any weapons. Like I said, I'm going to hang this up, and I'm going to have the hands on those handlebars. Oh, missed. There we go. That's not right. There. That's a great looking piece. I really dig that. Somebody's going to get that. I don't know who. Maybe Scrap Iron. The colors don't really match, but I feel like this is the kind of thing, like once Scrap Iron has fired his 2 rockets, he might switch over to this. And then there's also, we've seen this many times now. And then the hand blaster that we've also seen a good bit with the suppressor. Perfectly fine. Actually, kind of makes sense since this is a stealth vehicle. Helmet. I wonder how well that's going to stay on. Since this is a stealth vehicle, having that suppressor makes sense, although there is nowhere to store that suppressor. So that's probably also going in the parts bin. So let's take our Pilot here and figure out how well she straps into the claw. So those tabs just pull right open. I feel like she's a little small, to be honest. Hey, and you know what would be great? If that neck hinge was in there so this figure could actually look up and forward, but for some reason, Classified just can't have that. Still infuriates me that the line started with that great hinge, and then it was eliminated and completely reduced the usefulness or the posability of the figures. Ooh, that fell right out, didn't it? Yeah, that blaster does not fit in snug. All right. So that there, get that up there. Let's see where these... That helmet's going to be a pain. I think I'm going to have to stick a little blue tack in there to get that to stay in place. Let's get a nice bend on that elbow. Oh, yeah. The noise, there's not as much resistance on the handlebars going up as there is. If you hear that, like, that's different. Perfectly in place. No struggle whatsoever to get the hands on the handlebars. I really appreciate that. Looks good. Like I said, probably a little blue tack on that helmet to get it to stay on. But there you go. And to keep it straight, I think my helmet's a tad crooked. Whatever, it's fine. So let's back up. And there it is. Cobra Claw Classified Series. It's awesome and it's fun. It's awesome and it's fun. Oh, you know what? You don't even need the stand because look, those fins support it. So if you do want to stand this on the shelf, those two back fins line up and support it with the feet. So it can stand like that. But there you go. This is a classified must-have. This is a great, well-done vehicle. Again, more small vehicles in classified. Let's go. I'm ready for more. This is great. Fang. We need a Fang. Isn't that right? Tom Henry. Let's make it happen. But until then, here's your claw, and it is awesome. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about needless things. And until next time, Cobra.
Smash that like button if you like needless things.